Welcome to another episode. My name is Zaben, and today we are actually going to discuss the difference between manifestation and surrender, and are they really different or not? The difference between manifesting and surrender, we'll go back to manifestation. Manifestation is I want something out there in the world that I think is going to make me super happy and feel content and feel safe and feel good inside, whether it's a partner, changing my homes, the career, the money, whatever it is. And it's constantly being in a state of visualizing and dreaming of it to attract it, right? That's manifesting. Or the layman way of what manifestation means, right? It's that. Surrender is just letting it go, right? Having no preference for anything, right? Not telling yourself, no, I can't or I can. Like having no opinion about the flow of life itself and what shows up and what doesn't, right? So manifesting just felt more efforting. It felt more trying to get in control of things, trying to manipulate life so that it can look good for me, right? So it can actually be the way I want it to be. And surrendering is feeling more of like, well, doesn't Source, the divine, my creator, have a better plan for me than my own plan? You know, because when those things would happen, they would bring me joy. Not saying they didn't. They would bring me utter joy, and then I would start looking for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. The fulfillment wouldn't last, because once I would get that manifestation, immediately I would get another thing. Like, oh, now I desire this, and I would forget that this manifested in my life because I had it. The surrendering feels more delightful in the process, as in it's like, I don't know what's coming. I have no plan. I want to be surprised. Whatever shows up I'm good with it because Source is taking care of me, right? There's more of like I surrender to Source. I give in to whatever Source wants, and I'm just going to go with the flow without having my brain come in and judge it or tell me if it's right or wrong, or I should or should not, right? So surrender feels a lot gentler, smoother in my soul. It's more yummy in a way. However, the interesting part is, to my utter surprise, I discovered that they're both similar. Because when you're manifesting, the only way that something can come to you that you desire is when you let go of wanting to find it in your immediate reality and just cherishing the daydream, enjoying the daydream, right? And in manifestation, according to the law of attraction, what state I'm in right now will allow all those wonderful things to come. So in manifestation, you are surrendering, acceptance. You accept that this is how your reality looks like. You accept that you're allowed to daydream. And then you fall into, it's like with manifestation, you fall into, well, whether it comes or not, I'm cool with it. I'm enjoying the daydreaming of it because it just fills me up with joy, right? And there is no time limit to when it comes, and I'm enjoying my life right now. I'm enjoying my life right now, and I choose to feel a certain way all the time, right? That's manifestation. In manifestation, law of attraction, it says, when I feel happy, everything in the vortex, like Abraham Hicks explains, everything in the vortex starts to attract towards me. So all my desires start to come my way to keep me in that space of fulfillment, right? Now, surrender is very similar to that. It's surrendering those desires, which is exactly manifestation. I'm giving those desires to Source to take care of as I enjoy my current reality now, knowing that Source is taking care of me and what I desire will come my way. The only difference between them is in one of them, you feel you have more control. You think you have control. In the other one, you know you don't have control, and it's okay. You relinquish control, right? But both of them are exactly the same, because both experiences need one person. They need you to accept the reality that you have right now, to actually find the beauty within the reality you have right now, to surrender to the reality of this moment, every moment, right? To be in whatever shows up, whether it's pain, whether it's love, whether it's happiness, whatever shows up, for it to be, you are at peace with what is your actual reality, right? And look for, and just with both of them, there's like this, when you're in that place of serenity from inside, which is surrendering, naturally you end up having trust and faith. Trust in yourself and source, and faith in yourself and source, right? It just, both manifesting and surrendering supply you with those two emotions. You've got to trust who you are. You got to trust in your abilities. You got to trust in source, and you end up having an incredible amount of faith that you're taken care of. Your desires will be met, right? Because you're in already a state of fulfillment. You're in a state of peace. So they are exactly the same. It just depends on the personality of the person, whether feeling that they have control over their life or releasing control. It's very personal what works, but the underlying, the current underneath both of them is exactly the same. Be at peace with your reality now, right? Dream of the reality you desire. Do not attach yourself to it. Trust and have faith that your life is unfolding in the best way possible, and everything you desire that will keep igniting within you that fulfillment state, that connected state, that trust state, everything in the world, in the universe, that will allow you to maintain and accelerate that emotion that you're feeling in your current reality, whether you like it or not, but you start to feel satisfied with it, right? You're not against it, right? Everything that will sustain you staying in that beautiful space will come your way. Now, the wonderful part about this is that when you come to a place where you are currently in a good place, having that relationship or not doesn't become the focal point. It doesn't become the thing that you think will get you in a happy place, because you're already in that happy space internally. You already have harmony inside. You already have fulfillment inside. You're already feeling really good inside, that that partner isn't going to add or take away from you, right? It's just going to be something that comes in. So then you don't have attachment to the 3D world. You don't have attachment to matter that's in form anymore, because you know how to do it for you regardless of your situation at any given time. You know how to go there. Now, it's the same thing with surrendering. Surrendering is, I'm going to be good with whatever shows up in my life. I'm going to feel internally cool with it no matter what shows up. And I also release my desires to the universe, not attaching to them, not thinking that these desires are going to make me happy. I'm going to find my happiness anyway with what source provides for me, in whichever form it's provided. In both situations, you're going to be given the things that actually resonate with how you feel inside, right? With how I feel inside. If I have trust and faith in source, even if I'm going through my deepest sadness at this moment in time, and I have faith and trust that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be feeling, and I'm okay with that, what's going to happen? There's no more inner struggle. There isn't, oh, I would feel so much better if I had a partner. If I had a partner, I wouldn't be feeling this way. Not true. Not true. Because if that feeling is inside of you anyway, it's inside of you no matter what you get. Because it's not fulfilling. Because you are not fulfilled. Because nothing will be fulfilling. That's why I was explaining, even though I manifested so many things in my life, I would just dream of them and know that they would come and they would show up, right? But I recognized that the only time they really do show up is when I surrender to two possibilities, whether it shows up, whether it doesn't, I surrender to both possibilities. I surrender to the possibility, well, what if it doesn't show up? What will I do? And then I end up surrendering to it. I say, you know what? If it doesn't show up, so be it. So be it. I'm fine with it. And I find in myself a place of, you know, if this is just the way it's going to look, I'm going to make the best of it. And if it does show up, I also surrender to that and the beauty of that. And all of a sudden I find within me there's peace and harmony within me, because I'm not attached to whether it shows up or not. And it's not attached to who I will be and my happiness and my fulfillment according to that. It just neutralizes. And when there's that neutralizing feeling, like I'm not attached to something, someone, money, career, whatever it is that's going to make me happy, and I neutralize myself, I'm able to actually enjoy my current situation, whatever it is. Whatever my current situation is, I'm able to be present and be more at peace with it, knowing that I'm fine, I'm safe, I'm taken care of. I have trust that Source is taking care of me. I have faith that He's got my back, right? And this all comes with deep work internally of healing wounds as they show up and sitting with them and taking care of them. So surrendering and manifesting are actually very much the same. It just depends on your personality in whichever stage of life you're at. It doesn't mean, oh, the surrendering is higher than the manifestors. No, they're both the same. It just depends on what kind of personality trait you have. You want to control or feel that you have some kind of control, then fine. Manifest and daydream of what you want. But the key is to surrender to what is in your current reality without judging it, without being sad about it, without saying, oh, this isn't fair, I can't be happy without that thing coming, because trust me, when that thing comes, you'll feel happy for very short-lived, and then you'll start looking for the next thing that's going to delight you, entice you, and get you happy, right? So try both out. Give yourself like a month of surrender and a month of manifestation, and you're going to notice they're very similar. They're actually speaking the same language, but because we are so dynamic and every human being has their own way of doing something, there are many different options to get to the same end result, which is fulfillment. And I'm ready to allow Source to take over instead of me wanting to control and take over and design how I want my life to look like from my very puny brain that only goes into the past, right? And projects a future experience that's similar. I don't want to experience my past anymore. I want Source to open me up to experience new things in life without me being in control of it and actually having a better adventure through my life as I am okay with whatever place and state I'm in, right? Because as you surrender, you will start to hear your intuition a lot better. And I'll discuss this on the next video or the one after. It depends when intuitively it shows up that it's the right time to share this. But really, when you surrender, you're able to hear your intuition so much better because the mind chills out. It isn't trying to decide anymore for you what is better and what is worse, right? What you're doing wrong, blaming and shaming you. But you've surrendered, therefore you've taken control of your life again. You've taken control of your essence, right? You've reminded your mind that your essence, your being, right? Your spirit is here, and your spirit is completely aligned with Source and in trust and faith. Isn't that all what we want? To feel safe? So, try the surrendering, give in to Source, see how that feels for you. Start to notice what your mind is telling you because it's freaking out, and that's okay. You can also surrender to it, right? And just go with the flow and see what happens. Just go with the flow without resisting anything anymore, right? And I'll talk about resistance. So I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, please hit subscribe so that you can be notified of my next episodes. Press like, share this and leave me your comments. I'd love to read them. And I'll see you on the next episode.